All right, so here's the playthrough real quick. Bells will be ringing. Sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas. In the blue. Oh, my baby's gone. I have no friends. Just be greeted once again. Choirs will be singing Saturday night. Christmas carols by candlelight. Oh, Christmas, please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by the midnight. Friends and relations send salutations. Show where the stars shine above. It's Christmas, Christmas, my dear, the time of year to be with the one that you love. So won't you tell me you never grown? Oh, Christmas and New Year's will fly you home. No more sorrow, no more pain. And I'll be happy at Christmas once again. And then the solo. Oh, there'll be no more sorrow, no more pain. And I'll be happy at Christmas once again. Merry Christmas. This has some really funky little sort of jazzy blues chords in it, so it's really a fun song with a little bit of a challenge to it. So anyway, just a real quick run through. You're going to be using an A major chord, and then you're going to go to an A major 7, and you're going to go to an A7. So that's some of the movement. And then I use this A7, not this A7. You're welcome to use whatever A7 you like. This is just the one I like to use. It's on the E string, the D string, and the B string. And the other notes are muted until I throw in the third of the chord right here, my pinky. Alright, so that's the way I make those 7s. So I go A major 7 to the A7. And then on the D, we're going to half diminished. So you can call this a B7 over D sharp. There's the D sharp there in the bass. Whatever you want to call it. Some people want to play, I like this chord too. This is a good one. It's a D sharp over the diminished chord. And so whatever you want, you can take this B7 and put the D sharp right there. So anyway, so that starts it with bells will be ringing. Sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. Just so you know, if you're not aware, any diminished chord, you can just move it up by 3 and it repeats. So you can go. So that's that diminished. This is the diminished. It's all the same chord. It's depending on which note you're putting in the root, but it's kind of nice to slide those. I like to go like, right? And you go, basically, this is kind of a nice little chord. You just go. So anyway, bells will be ringing. A major 7. Sad news, A7. You can throw in another A7. Oh, what a Christmas. D. Hear the blues. My baby's gone. A. D. I have no friends. A. So that's just an A. And then what you're doing here is just doing an A like that, but you're throwing the G sharp in the bass and then going to a F sharp minor. So my baby's gone. I have no friends. A with an G with a G sharp in the bass, F sharp minor. To wish me greetings, B7. Once again. So I'm playing that 7 like I play it. You can play it here. B7 to the E7. And then to make an E7 augmented chord, you just flatten out your index finger. So it's just the same notes, these 3 notes you see in your E7. But you're going to flatten that and take the pinky off. And that's the augment. So basically that's a sharp 5. That's another pivotal chord here. So, to wish me greeting once again. Second verse. Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas Carol by candlelight. Come home for Christmas, same thing, A. Please come home to D. A over G sharp to the F sharp minor. And then this time, instead of going B7 to E, you go, if not for, you do the B7 to the E, and then you go, if not for Christmas, E7 by New Year's night. And I like to throw in the 7th after that. If not for Christmas, B7, E7. By Christmas night, A7, right? Any A7 you want. You can even experiment with some 9s or 7 sharp 5s. Whatever floats your boat. That's a little augmented. Maybe a little much, but it just depends on your feel. So anyway, so basically the chords are just... And then just, please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night. Bridge. Now the bridge is real straightforward. It's just D. Friends and relations. Send salutations. And I'm just picking those strings, just, and you can do whatever you want here, but you could just go, and that sounds really nice. Or, if you're a finger picker, so you go, and again, you can play your D down here, and then you go down to the D minor. But if you're going to do that, you want to really make sure that you're sounding out the fact that you're going from a D to that minor 3rd. So anyway, friends, pretty straightforward. And a repeat. So you're going friends and relation. and salutation. And then it's the first time around after you do the D to the D minor, you're going to go, a shower as the stars shine above. So it's just A to that E augmented E that I just showed you. A, and you can again throw that little A7 at the end. But this is Christmas, back to the D. Christmas, my dear. And then you're going to go, for this one, you're going to go to the B7 again. The time of year. And just ride on that. To be with the one that you love. And you can actually do that E augmented after that. Go. I'm just going straight down the chord. A little arpeggio. The time of year, B7. To be with the one that you love. Now the third verse is when we're going to go into this little change with the C sharp 7. So anyway, it starts the same though. So won't you tell me you'll never roam Christmas and New Year will find you home. Please come home for Christmas. There'll be no more sorrow. C sharp 7, no grief or pain. So that's an F sharp minor, and then you're going to take the F sharp minor and you're going to put it over an E. And what we have is we have a little walk down in the bass. Now there's several ways to do this. I'm going to show you one way. So I go, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. Happy at Christmas once again. Then we're going to go into the solo, which I'll show you in a minute. But anyway, what you're doing is you're walking down the bass. So you're going to be of a sorrow, no grief or pain. So I'm doing the F sharp minor over an F sharp minor. Then I'm going to use this E, so F sharp minor over the E. So you see you have an F sharp minor here. If I make it an F sharp minor 7, and I just can throw that in. So what is that? Well, that's an A over an E. So it's kind of the same as an A over E. It's also an F sharp minor 7 over E. And I just do that because you just got to get that little walk down. You're trying to get this sort of... All right, so let's stop here and pause for this ending a little bit here. So, really this turnaround here after verse 3, at the end of verse 3, it's going to be repeated right after the solo 2, and it's kind of like the highlight of the whole song, if you ask me. It's kind of like the crescendo. So it's a little tricky too, so let's take a second and just look at this in a little more depth. I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it, and I'm also going to show you an alternate way that you might find easier, that a lot of the people do it. But anyway, there's a funny little walk down here. And so the chords are going to be doing something slightly different than the walk down. But the walk down is basically, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. And I'll just tell you, those first 3 chords you get off easy because you're just playing an A bass. There'll be no more sorrow. And we're going to the C sharp 7 for the first time. Again, you can play your C sharp 7 there, whatever C sharp 7 you like to play, but I'm going to play this one, like all my other 7s so far in the song. There'll be no more sorrow, A over the A, no grief or C sharp root or pain, and F sharp over the F sharp minor. And then what it's going to do is, you're going to do this walk down, and I'll be happy. E, D, E, F sharp, D, E, A. And then you can throw the augmented E if you're about to do the solo. We'll talk about that in a second. So anyway, the walk down is, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. that's going to be your F sharp minor over the E. So remember, there'll be no more sorrow, A, C sharp, no grief, oh, F sharp minor, and then you're going to do this walk down. And you're going to go E, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, B, E, A, and then, and so what chords is that going to go over? Well, it's going to be, there'll be no more sorrow, no more pain. Now you can call this, like I said before, you can call this a F sharp, you can call this an F sharp over E, because you're playing this E bass, or you can call it an A, because it's really an A over E, okay? And I'm going to show you a different way to play this, where it's A over E. So this is an E right here, and this is your regular old A. So this is your A over E, right? So this would be an F sharp minor. Look at that F sharp minor there, right? You know that F sharp minor. But if we're just playing these top 3 strings, or these middle 3 strings, we can play all the way down. That's your F sharp minor to A over E. Okay, but I'm going to play it here. You can play F sharp minor to F sharp minor or A over E. All right, so there'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. And then you're just going to play a D over D, so that's easy. And then you're going to play that D diminished, or the D sharp diminished. So that's just going to be D sharp over D sharp diminished, right? So that's straightforward, right? Then you're going to do happy. And again, happy, you're going to do the A over E. And I'll be happy. And this time you're going backwards. You're going to go this F sharp minor over E to the F sharp minor over F sharp minor. Gonna be happy. And you're splitting the measure. Happy. The F sharp minor. At Christmas, B over B, E over E. Once again, over A. Okay? At the end of the song, you're going to go just D, 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 A. So one more time on that walk down, there's just a couple chords where you're just doing a strange bass line over the chords. So it's basically, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. And I'll be happy at Christmas once again. That's the solo. So anyway, that's the first time around. The second time, you're going to do the same walk down. After the solo, you go right back into it. There'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. F sharp minor over F sharp minor, F sharp minor or A over E. Then a plain D over D. Then a D sharp diminished over D sharp diminished. Then we go backwards with the A or the, you can call this an A, you can call it an F sharp minor over E. And then an F sharp minor over F sharp minor, and then you're, or an F sharp over F sharp minor, and then you're going to go B, E, A, and before the solo you're doing an E augmented, but at the end of the song you're just going to go. Alright, so one more time. There'll be no more sorrow, A, C sharp minor. C sharp 7, no grief, or F sharp minor over E, D over D, D sharp minor, D sharp over D sharp diminished, and then the E over the F sharp minor or A, and F sharp over F sharp minor, and then you're going to go B, E, A, and those are the same roots for the chord. Now, the other way to do that is up here. You might think this is easier. I'm not sure if I like it the way that it sounds as much. So anyway, I just like that other one because I think you get a little more of those bass tones. Again, I play a lot of these songs by myself, solo guitar. So that's going to definitely shape and color the way that which inversions of these chords you're going to want to pick. So anyway, the other way to go is there'll be no more sorrow. Let's do it in first position. So that's just A. No grief. And so here's your C sharp 7. So here's your C7. But you're going to play C sharp 7. So there'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain. And so that's your F minor. So that's your F minor, but you're just not playing these two low notes, the A and the E string. You're going here. So that's just your F sharp minor with your F sharp over the F sharp minor. And then this is your A, and you're playing the E note right here over your A. So you're going, right? And then D. And then D sharp. Got it? And then the E, F sharp, B, E, A. And you know, a lot of it depends on, well, which octave you want to shoot for. So you could, you know, instead of doing this E, you could do this E, depending on which sort of inflection you want. You could do this A, the open A on the fifth string, or you could do this A. Anyway, this is the one I've seen the most. Most people will take it. They'll go, there'll be no more sorrow. A, C sharp 7, no grief or pain, and then just F sharp minor, A over E, and then D, and then the D diminished, D sharp diminished over D sharp, and I'll be happy. F sharp over E, right? Got it? So you can just go. So you're going to play the E over A. And then the F sharp over F sharp minor. And then you can play the B here with the B over B, 7, right? And then the E7 or E over E over E or E over 7. And then A. So again, that would just be, here's the notes again. F sharp, E, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, B, E, A. And at the end of the song, that's going to be, or if you're about to go on the solo, you're going to go. Okay? So one more time. If you're doing it in this position, it's the F sharp right here is the F sharp over the F sharp minor. A over E. E is here. D over D. D sharp diminished over D sharp over D sharp diminished. Then the A over E again. Then the F sharp over the F sharp. And then you're going to hit this B. And then this E. And then the A. So remember, it starts with, there'll be no more sorrow, A. C sharp, no grief or and I'll be happy at Christmas once again. Alright, so then the solo. So anyway, one more time, the way I do it, I like to go, there'll be no more sorrow, A. C sharp, no grief or F sharp minor over E, D, D sharp diminished, F sharp minor over E, F sharp minor over F sharp, and then we're going to go. So I'll show you the solo now. Right, so this solo is pretty freaking easy, and basically it's just over the first 5 chords of the verse. So you know when you're doing that. By the way, I'm just going to show you these chords in first position in case you want to do it that way. So you can go like this. You're going to go, bells will be ringing, A, H, major 7th, A 7th, and then the diminished, D sharp diminished. So just so you know, you can do it like this. Bells will be ringing. A major 7th, A7. Oh, what a Christmas to have blue. So this is your D sharp diminished. So you can do this whole song in first position if you want. I'm not a fan. Now some people also, they'll play this E minor 7 flat 5 instead of the D sharp, or the D sharp minor 7 flat 5 instead of the D sharp diminished. I'm just gonna say I don't think that's the right chord. Anyway, but that's what you're gonna be playing the solo over. So the solo goes over those chords. Bells will be ringing, the sad news. Oh, what a Christmas. Okay, and then what you're doing is you're just going to go right up here to the 11. So it's just like one of these old country things where you bend over the... That's really the trick to the whole thing. Can you see that? So I'm hitting the B string, I'm bending that up, and then I'm just hitting that high E. So it's... So the first 3 notes are... And then you're going to take this E up to the F sharp. And then you're going to go... So you're just bending this B on the 12 and then releasing down here to the A note on the B string. This is an A. So you're just going up to the C sharp. And then you're also doing that little country thing. So you're going... And then the second part is... So it's really just a very simple riff off the pentatonic. And I've seen people try to play this and they get too fancy. And really, the only fancy part about it is when you're just going to... So you're just... One more time. And then the second part is... Got it? So again, just real slowly the whole thing. And then back into that little chord walk down. Oh, there'll be no more sorrow, no more pain, and I'll be happy at Christmas once again. In case you want that, just so you know, that's just the 17, 17, 14, 14. To the 17th fret on the E, 17th fret on the B string, 14th fret on the E, 14th on the B. And that's kind of the intro also, depending on how you feel. All right, so that's the song. Merry Christmas.